Camp Tavor. It's me, Naomi Goldenagel, your host for Zman Zoom. Today, Natalie Lovinger is going to teach us how to make vegan blueberry chocolate chip muffins. Vegan blueberry muffins. I don't think they're chocolate chip. I can't, but you can put chocolate chips in your mouth. I can't wait. I'm really hungry. I'm going to just send it over to Natalie right now, and I will see you at the end. All right.
Hi Tavor, I'm Natalie for those of you who don't know me, and today we're going to be making some vegan blueberry muffins. I'm not vegan, but I like to stay away from dairy, which I'm sure a lot of other people can relate to, so I feel like this is a very easy option, as you can just search up vegan recipes and then you know they'll be dairy free. The ingredients for today are pretty normal baking ingredients: flour, baking soda, baking powder, white cane sugar, salt, as well as canola oil, some apple cider vinegar, vanilla, and lemon zest, and our frozen blueberries. You could also use fresh blueberries, but I just thought I would use up the frozen blueberries in my fridge. So let's get started. So the first thing that I did was I preheated my oven to 375, and then I took a little muffin tin and I already put some little holders in there. I think you could probably just put butter or oil on the tin, and then that would make the muffins easier to scoop out at the end, but I had these papered, so. And the recipe does make 12, so a muffin tin like this is the perfect size, but you could always put in multiple batches if you don't have a muffin tin big enough. Okay, so the very first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to take a relatively small bowl and put in 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. So I have my teaspoon here. And then you're gonna mix it with whatever kind of milk, 1 cup of whatever kind of milk that you would like. So I am choosing some almond milk, nice and dairy free. This is really just the milk that I have in my fridge. So I'm just gonna put 1 cup. And the reason why you're gonna do this first is because the apple cider vinegar is gonna help curdle the milk. Maybe let's give it a little stir. Yeah, so it's gonna help curdle the milk. I don't really know why that's important, but that's what we're gonna do. So once we have our milk ready to curdle, we're going to put this aside, and now we can move on to our dry ingredients. So we're going to mix together 2 cups of flour. So I put in 2 cups of all-purpose white flour, and then we're gonna put in our baking soda, our baking powder, everything like that. So you're gonna put in 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Just pop it right in there. And then 2 tablespoons, sorry. And then you're gonna put in 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So just like that. Right in there. Don't worry, my hands are clean. We're gonna put in like 1/2 teaspoon of salt, not a big deal. And then we're going to put in, and that's it, yeah. So then we should give it a good stir. I just have a nice wooden spoon. I'm gonna stir it just a little bit. Get it all mixed in there. It's kind of hard because they're all like white powders, but as long as nothing's like obviously not mixed together, it should be good. We're gonna stir everything again later, like a lot of baking, so it should be good. So just a quick stir, and then we're gonna set this off to the side. And this is like a medium-sized bowl, I would say. So then in a large bowl, you're gonna put together all your wet ingredients. So in baking, your wet ingredients are like your vanilla and your milk. It's also your sugar. So you're gonna put in 1/2 cup and 2 tablespoons of like cane granulated regular like white sugar. I'm gonna put that in. You're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is actually the last of the vanilla extract in my house, so very lucky that it worked out like almost perfectly. And then you're gonna put in, 2 tablespoons and 1/4 cup of canola oil. So the canola oil here is kind of acting like our eggs. If you wanted to put in eggs, you could look up like what the good converter is. But for now, we're just gonna do this. So then I'm gonna take the same wooden spoon and I'm going to mix it all together. And it's not making a great sound, to be honest. It's just the sound of the sugar hitting the side of the bowl. So yeah, okay. It's gonna look something like this. It's just kind of like a brown soup. And to this, I'm going to add my milk and my apple cider vinegar. So we put this aside earlier, and it does look a little bit different. You can't really tell, but it does look a little bit different. So I think that our milk is nice and curdled, and we can go ahead and put it all in, and then stir this together. And then after, it's not really gonna mix that well, especially because a lot of alternative milks are mostly water. So since we already have canola oil in here, the milk and the water aren't gonna mix that well together. Or sorry, the milk and the canola oil aren't gonna mix that well together. So don't worry about it. Just put your dry ingredients, your flour, your baking soda, all that stuff into the bowl. So we have our flour, and it's a good bit of flour. So I'm not gonna add it all at once. I'm gonna add maybe half. Yeah, let's say about half, maybe like 1/3, and then mix it together just to make it easier to mix it all together. You want to make sure that you're scraping along the sides like this, so that you can make sure all the ingredients are going in. So I'm just gonna mix it together. While we're stirring, how is everyone? How's your quarantine going? Maybe by now your things are opening up. Okay. So I'm gonna put the rest in, just the whole thing. Like this. Awesome. It's coming together. I'm just making sure to get all the flour mixed in. It's kind of dry, honestly. I don't know how I feel about that, but it'll be okay. I guess muffins aren't it's not like a cake. They're not like the moistest baked good. So at this point, this is what my batter looks like. It's pretty light in color, and it's relatively sticky. I don't know if you guys can see. That's what it looks like. So previously I zested a lemon just by using a grater, and I did it on the small side. You're probably supposed to use this, but I didn't do that, but that's okay. And I got about this much lemon zest. I'll bring it to the light. So you might want more, but I don't think I have any other lemons. So I'm gonna put this into my bowl, and I'm just gonna make sure I get every last drop since I don't seem to have that much. And instead of stirring this like normal, I'm gonna fold it in. So I'm gonna be very careful not to over stir anything at this point. And then I'm also going to fold in my blueberries at this point. So the recipe says 1.5 cups to 2 cups of blueberries. I think it's fine. However many blueberries you want. If you want very blueberry muffins, then you should put more in. I have about this many blueberries frozen in a little cup. I just want to make sure that they're not clumped together. When I first took them out of the freezer, they were pretty clumpy. So I'm just going in and taking them apart to make sure that they are separate. I don't know if anyone watches Great British Baking Show, but I love that. And the judges always get very upset if the fruit is like clumped at the bottom. So I gotta make sure for myself, I have to uphold myself to some high standards. So I'm just gonna make sure they're all more separate. All right. So again, I'm gonna fold these in, not stir them. We don't really want our blueberries to be crushed. We want them to be whole, but evenly distributed. Okay. So it's a very gentle fold. This batter is so like springy, I almost want to say. Like it doesn't really want to incorporate the blueberries. That's okay. It's turning everything brown, or purple. It's turning everything purple, which is kind of pretty. Look, this is what it looks like. Nice and purple. I'm actually going to use my hands because it's not really working with this spoon, which is okay. I just want to make sure that the blueberries are evenly distributed and the spoon is not going to do that. So I'm just going to go in and mix it with my hands. Oh, this is so much better. All right. They seem pretty well mixed to me. So I want to make sure that this gets off my fingers and actually into the oven. All right, so now that we have everything in our bowl, again, this is what our batter looks like. I want to put it in the muffin tins. So here's my muffin tin, nice and color coordinated. Super cute. I'm gonna take 2 spoons. So I have like a normal sized, like a tablespoon, and then this is more like a teaspoon. And I'm gonna use my tablespoon, my bigger spoon, to make even deposits into my little muffin tins. And then I'm gonna use this spoon to help me scrape everything out. So I'm just gonna take a spoonful like this, put it into the muffin tin, and use my other spoon to help me scoop it out. So because this batter is kind of weird, it is a little bit hard to tell how much the muffin tin is filled. I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon worth of batter for each muffin tin so that they're relatively even, and then I can go back and fill them in if there's a lot left or if they don't look high enough. No one wants a flat muffin, but you also don't want to overfill your muffin tins and have it kind of like explode in the oven. So I'm gonna put this. All right, so now I finished filling them. They look like this. They are probably too full, but that's okay. Did some redistribution, tried to make them even. So now I'm gonna put them in for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna do the knife test where I test to see, put a knife in the middle and then take it out, and if it's clean, they're done. So I'm gonna put them in, and then I'll show you the results at the end. All right, so they cooked for about 22 minutes. I took them out and I let them cool for about 10. This is what they look like. I think they look really good, nice and good rise on them. Super excited to eat them, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.
Hi, sorry, I'm just checking my muffins in here. Mine need a few more minutes until they are golden brown, but if yours are, I hope they turned out great. I'm sure they did. I'm gonna just keep waiting for mine, but I'm gonna let you go, so I will see you all later next week on Zman Zoom. Have a good day.